this video is not about music or synthesizers or electronic music, unless you count the sounds which are bubbling away underneath. This is about you, particularly if you have left a comment on my videos, on any of my videos, or a comment on someone else's comment on any one of my videos. In fact, it goes further than that. It's for anybody who's ever left a comment on anybody's video. And it's to do with changes in how YouTube notifies people of comments and replies to their comments. Now, you may have noticed, and you certainly will have done if you run a YouTube channel, you will have noticed that in the past, YouTube used to send you email notifications if someone posted a comment on one of your videos. And this was great because you could read the comment, you could click on a button, it would take you to the comment and you could reply to it. Now, in June, for reasons really unknown, but there are speculations, YouTube stopped this process, and it just made life so much more difficult for YouTube creators who want to keep in touch with their subscribers and commenters. So I asked ChatGPT to look into it. I put it into deep research mode, and it took 9 minutes to come up with this very comprehensive reply. Now, I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can pause the video if you want to read it. I will scroll through it so you can do that. But essentially, it said that the change was unannounced, really. YouTube put a message up on Twitter in reply to someone else's question about what was going on. It was very badly handled all the way through, and we still don't have a definitive reply from YouTube as to why this has happened. So there you go. Thank you, YouTube. Don't get me started on Content ID. But there's a lot of information here if you want to go through it. Now, I know, yes, there is the Community tab. Let's have a quick look at that. Now, this is sort of neat. It's a good idea, but it is absolutely in no way fully fledged, and it causes just about as many problems, to me anyway, as it does solve. So with these settings, if someone leaves a comment, then it will appear here. As I'm making this video, no one has left a comment, and you can set the sort of comments that you get notified for here. So you can see I have currently set it to unresponded, so if someone leaves a comment and I have not replied to it, it will show up here. However, what if somebody leaves a comment on your comment, or a comment on someone else's comment? There's no notification here. In that case, you need to tick this box and then apply and stand back for the fireworks. Yikes! These are, according to YouTube, they're not all comments I have not responded to. I shall get into that in a second, but there are comments and comment threads and comments in those threads that I have not responded to. Now, I have spent the last 3 days trying to prune this list, and I'm trying to get all of these to disappear. Basically, that's what I'm trying to do. And I've had a few messages from people saying, Ian, a bot has taken over your channel. They are posting just really weird replies to some of these comments. So this is essentially what I wanted to address. Now, by unresponded, YouTube means I have not left a physical reply. Now, let me just jump over to my latest video and I will show you exactly what I mean. So this is music for Lost Places. Let me see if I can find the comment I am looking for. Okay, so this is the comment I'm looking for from Tim, Disciplined Commotion. If you haven't seen his channel, he does the most amazing jams. He just keeps coming out with these wonderful electronic music jams. So he was kind enough to post a comment about this, and I replied, and then he replied to that saying, "You're welcome." Thank you, Tim. Now, that really does not warrant a reply from me. What I tend to do is to heart comments so people know I have seen them and I like them. That is all that is required here. But if I simply did that, it would appear in the community tab. YouTube would not consider that a response. So in this case, I've just put a smiley face. So I have responded to this message. So this thread, this little comment thread, is not going to appear in the community tab. So if you watch out in any of your old comments and see things like this popping up, replies to comments which perhaps really do not need a reply, this is why I'm really trying to get rid of all the bump in the community column, so I can more clearly see when someone has actually responded to something and I can respond to their comment. So one thing I do, which you may have noticed here, when I leave a comment, I give myself a little thumbs up, a like. This is not purely vanity. This is so if, when I am scrolling through the comments, if there's a little thumbs up, then there's a very good chance I know this is one of my comments. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I have a degenerative eye condition. I find this stuff very difficult to see. Let's get my little magnifier on screen. So this is generally how I view stuff on screen. It disturbs. It makes it difficult to read. If you have normal vision, most people find this very odd. They can't follow it, but this is what I have to use. So this just makes it easier for me to see the comments, to read the comments, to see what I have replied to and what I have not replied to. And in most cases, if someone leaves a comment, I will heart it unless they are rude. If they're very rude, I'll just remove the comment. But even if you don't have to agree with me, just be polite and I will heart the comment and I will reply to you. So for me, if there's a hearted comment, I think this comment has been dealt with. Now, in the case of comments like Tim's, and there are many, many, many of these, just putting a heart next to the comment, it shows them that I have read it and appreciate their comment, but it doesn't really warrant a reply. So the problem for me, at least in this situation, is that YouTube does not consider a comment which has been hearted to have been replied to. It considers it to be unresponded. So that is why you may be seeing smileys and thumbs up and little comments on some of your comments, which may be years old. I've been trying to get rid of comments from years ago, and I'm still slogging through this. Now, you might think it may not be absolutely necessary. I like to keep things tidy. The community section will show me the most recent comments, so I can sort of work with those, but I find this incredibly annoying. It's just the way my brain works, and I really want to clear these up. So that's what I'm doing. So going forward, you may see weird comments appearing on your comments. If you want to reply to them, that's fine. I am also picking up comments which I have not replied to. Now, YouTube in the past, when they sent email notifications, they did not send notifications for every single comment. Go figure. I think the reason for this is if you have millions of subscribers or 100,000 subscribers and you get thousands of comments, you're going to get thousands of emails. So maybe they didn't want to do that, but they could have, you know, put some ticky boxes in to decide what video, what comments you got notification of and what you didn't, and so on. So I think there are ways around this. So yes, I do have some videos which seem to be very popular, tens of thousands of views and hundreds of comments. So in some cases I did not get notification of every single comment. I am working my way through this list, and I've come across quite a lot of comments which I had not previously replied to. Now, my channel is still small enough so I am able to reply to every single comment. I think it's a good thing to do. I've made friends through YouTube, through the comments section, so I think it's a good way to talk to each other, to discuss different ideas, to make a bit of a community. Anyway, that's what's been happening. If you see these weird things popping up all over the place, you will certainly be aware that they have stopped notification. Let me know what you think about it. Is it making your life easier or more difficult? For me, it is making it 10 times more difficult than it was before, as if it wasn't difficult enough already. no, YouTube, let's make things more difficult. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how it's affecting you. Let me know if you have any, hints or tips for working with this situation we find ourselves in, apart from firing the person who thought of doing this in the first place. That's it for this video. I hope to be back with some more music related stuff in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. See you again soon.